What is up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Smoke and Meteoras, and this week I am joined by none other than the American Deathmatch World Champion, John Wayne Murdoch. Thank you so much for joining us this week, John. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I know that we rescheduled this once, but we're here now, so let's do it.
We did, and I'm so glad that is finally happening.
Oh yeah, same. I live a hectic lifestyle. Like they say, kids are hectic, but like you can have plans set, and then like 6 o'clock they'll pop up with something. Need to be somewhere. Have plans that you never heard about. Shit's always moving and changing.
So, with that all being said, I like to start every podcast the same way with the same question. And that question is, what is the dumbest thing you have done for wrestling?
A lot of things, honestly. I think starting out in death matches, you get this like I've got to be scarred up as quick as possible, or you've got to hit these like unsaid like this checklist that's no one ever said. No one said you had to be scarred up or shoot headbutts or fucking bounce your head off stuff. But you, as a deathmatch wrestler, you get that like I got to do this because that's what everybody else before me did. So I think the stupidest thing I ever did was fuck myself up way too early. Like before ICW even become a thing during the pandemic, my body was already shot to hell from the shit I would do at IWA Mid South in front of 30 people. Like, yeah, we're supposed to work hard no matter who's there, but maybe not taking bumps to concrete floors for 30 people for an Ian Rotten payday was smart. So I think the stupidest thing I did was wreck my body way too early.
So, going into that, I want to take it all back to the very, very beginning. Before you had even stepped into a ring, when did wrestling find you, and what did it mean to you when you were a fan of it?
So my dad used to take me to the Nashville Fairgrounds, me and my brother, and we would go watch. We'd go to like Nashville to watch like the WWF shows, but like the fairgrounds, we'd see independent wrestling and see like a young Tommy Rich, and that's who really inspired me to be a wrestler. Was just watching him and how he would like even as a kid. I think I understood wrestling because he would always be beat up. He'd always be bloody. He was the biggest baby face on the show, but he would always be left bloody, beaten down, but people cheered for him, and I got the sympathy of like they're cheering for him because he's always the underdog. He's always left bleeding. So yeah, I think early on my memories were just watching that and watching how like one guy could just have the whole crowd in the palm of his hand, and that's what inspired me to do this.
So, did you always see yourself doing deathmatch, or was that something that came later on in your career?
Oh, it was something very later. I had honestly like I started training when I was 14. I've honestly been wrestling longer than I haven't at this point in life. I'm 37 now. But no, death matches were never in the cards. But just one fateful day in 2008, I did a tryout for Ian Rotten. Didn't go well. Not my fault, but I came as a tag team, so he judged just as a tag team. So I didn't make it through, but he always kept me in the back of his mind. Then fast forward to 2011, there was a cancellation and he needed a spot to fill. And I got hit up and I was like, well, fuck, I want one more crack at this IWA thing. So let's do it. I had no clue what I was getting into. Seriously, like I looked stuff up, but the moment I walked into the venue that day in 2011 was my very first taste of like what the fuck I was getting into.
So, even early on in your career, what type of wrestler did you think you'd become when you started?
I love like Bret Hart and like the technical and stuff. And I would never say that I look down on deathmatch wrestling or hardcore wrestling, but I just never seen myself doing that. But then there's a reality that comes into it. Like I've always been a good pro wrestler, and I learned how to wrestle first. But I have this opportunity to do this deathmatch thing that I'm very good at as well, and could take me further and open a lot more doors than just doing what I was doing. So I chose to do this.
And outside of Tommy Rich, who else were some other people that influenced you early on?
I would say Bret Hart again, Undertaker. As far as TV goes, Sting. I had to add Sting, or Reed would be pissed at me because Sting is Reed's favorite wrestler. Uh, but yeah, I think just a lot Tommy Rich just being like, you can watch somebody on TV and that's one thing, but like being front row and like I have this picture like on one of my birthdays, it's me and Tommy Rich, and I'm like sitting on his knee, and then like fast forward years later, I have another picture of like me as a wrestler and me and Tommy Rich in Evansville. So I think it's always been mainly Tommy Rich that inspired me to do this.
And when was the moment that you realized that you were more than just a fan of it and it was a path you wanted to pursue?
Uh, I'd say it really becomes serious when I was like 11, 12, and like doing the backyard wrestling thing and all that and having a group of friends to do it with. And then when I was like 13, about to be 14, uh, this neighborhood kid, or I forgot who it was, they were like, I know somebody's got a ring and they're training people. So I was like, hell yeah. And then, typical, like, I should have went somewhere else, but I went there, started training a little bit. So I was like, okay, this is it. And then I switched. I knew enough then to know I was never going to learn anything here. So then I went to an NWA affiliate to further training and stuff like that. But yeah, about 10, 12, I knew this was something that I was going to do. I'd always loved it, but it becomes more serious when you get older.
And what is something that wrestling gave you that nothing else did?
Just opportunities to see the world, like especially like the shit going on, and I'm not going to get political or deep diving, but especially shit's going on here. Like it is so important to see other countries and see other things and have experiences outside of America. And thankfully, like because of wrestling, I've been able to travel the world on somebody else's dime. And honestly, like this was something that Ian told me a long time ago. Like you've made it as an indie wrestler as soon as somebody is willing to put you on a plane and fly you to them on their dime. And I've done that. So wrestling's given me the ability to see the world, see different cultures, see things outside of sometimes the bubble you get stuck in.
So, when you broke into the business, there was a lot of different directions that you could have gone in. So why did you choose deathmatch?
I think it was just I've never had the best body. I've never been tan and all that, but this was I'm not gonna say an easy way or a quick way because this is fucking brutal to do to yourself. But it was a vehicle to go, hey, I'm going to fucking mangle myself up, but also once the doors open, I'm a fucking damn good wrestler too. So I like it was almost like using death matches as a way to, oh, we need one death match on the card, so we'll put you on. But then it's like, well, fuck, you could fit anywhere on the, you can work. So it just was a way to get seen, I think.
So, when you originally had started, you weren't doing deathmatch, but was there a specific match that flipped the switch for you that was like, fuck it, I'm doing all deathmatch?
I think I think the King of Death, my very first death match. Like I was like, oh shit, this is cool. This is like there's just something about the chaos and you would think it'd be hectic and your mind would be racing in there when there's so much glass and the possibility of getting really fucked up, but it's not. For me, it's the opposite. It's the calm. Like if there's 200 tubes in there, it's the calmest feeling. Everything slows down. There's no chaos. I don't know. To me, it's just a calming thing.
So, what do you believe deathmatch wrestling gets wrongfully labeled as?
Just it's easier. You don't have to. It's all hack and slash, or it's garbage, or and so it's not easy to do what we do now. It's easy to do if you want to be shit and always be considered shit. But if you want to do death matches at a high level, like yeah, I think just being paired with that, the stigma of you're not a real wrestler, you can't wrestle. The good deathmatch guys can wrestle, and I think that should be taken. And I think nowadays we are moving away from that.
Absolutely. And I'm constantly saying, especially when it comes to my deathmatch guests, I'm a very, very firm believer in getting the proper training first before just diving in.
100%, 100%. Like I went through so much. Just I knew what to do. I knew I was already a vet going into death matches, and it showed. In my first death match, there was things that like I could have lost my fucking mind or been out of my element, but I was already almost a veteran at an early age because I started so young. Like I don't think a lot of people realize just how long I've been in the business and how much shit I've seen change, come and go, this, that. But yeah, yeah.
So, what does it take mentally that people don't often see?
I think it's the more after. I think it's more because when you show up there, like you're either motivated by the money you're getting paid, or you're one of those that get motivated by oh, I'm gonna sell a bunch of fucking merch because I'm gonna bleed all over it. Fucking sorry, what was the question? I blanked the question. I rambled. What?
What
Well,
does deathmatch take mentally that
oh man,
people
yeah,
don't
yeah.
see?
It's more after. Like being able to be cut up day of is fine because you're getting paid. It's fucking mentally putting up with it afterwards when there's no fans, there's nobody cheering for you. There's the payoff's gone. You've already spent the money. It went towards something. You're still fucking bleeding. You're still sticking to your shirt. You're still washing your bed sheets. Like there's times that I went 1 year. I did the most death matches than anybody in 1 year's time, and I can tell you, like that was miserable. They're like just constantly being cut up, cuts on top of healing cuts on top of almost healed cuts. Like yeah, it's more mental afterwards to put yourself through. It's brutal. And that's the shit that like sometimes deathmatch fans don't get, or fans in general. Like once you leave, your part of it's done. We carry that shit for a lot longer.
Absolutely. And when did you realize that this was an aspect of wrestling that you could thrive in?
Almost instantly, almost like walking into that king, being an unknown, and then doing well, and then like, oh fuck, okay, this one match gave me almost as much buzz as the 10 years prior that I was wrestling as Damian Payne doing nothing. So yeah, I think instantly I realized, oh shit, this could be something.
Absolutely. So, um, what has been the hardest physical toll this style of wrestling has taken on you?
I think just how beat up your body gets. Like it really does fucking get to the point of like, man, I'm hurting constantly. Not to mention the stupid headbutts I did early on were just dumb. Just pure shock of like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce my head off another skull. Like it's dumb. I got a permanent Tremont lump on one side of my forehead because of that. So yeah, I think just the long term damage of honestly don't even know right now. I probably don't even know the true extent of the damage those headbutts did or still going to do because I'm still taking headshots. I mean, anytime you wrestle, you can't bump in a ring. You can't do nothing without getting thrown around. Even if you're not taking chair shots, you're still getting whipped around. Your brain is still sloshing around. So yeah, honestly, I don't know. I have no clue the true extent of damage that I've racked up.
And what is the emotional toll that it takes on you?
That's another like taboo topic that no one wants to talk about or admit to. I would guarantee that there's a level of depression and self-hatred that most deathmatch wrestlers got to carry with them to do this to ourselves and all that. I'm not glorifying self-mutilation or anything like that, but there's got to be a self-hatred to yourself just a little bit to go out there and know that you're physically going to fuck yourself up. And I know that wrestlers do that too in straight matches and straight up matches, but like to physically go out there and cut your fucking body up, there's got to be some self hatred to it. There's got to, Monday through Tuesday, it's a Monday through Friday for me is an up and down battle of wake up. Am I mad at something? Is there somebody saying something about me on the fucking internet that I shouldn't listen to, but it does get to me? So then there's depression. It's an up and down battle that we deal with. Do you connect that to the headshots? Who knows? Do you connect that to beating your body up? Who knows? I'm never going to blame wrestling for anything. I did it. I'm an adult. But yeah, I think there is a definitely emotional. Yeah, I definitely think that we are all fucked up in our own way.
And absolutely, I've had previous guests on here talking about how, in some ways, all of us go through different sorts of things, and we all have our different types of releases, whether it be drugs, alcohol, and for some of you, even deathmatch,
Or drugs, death match, just
or a mix
there's
of all three.
yeah, I was gonna say like there was matches and I'll never point them out because honestly I'm ashamed of I never did I put somebody in harm's way because I was always on top of my fucking game. But there was times that I would go to the ring so coked up or just waiting to get back to the next bag of cocaine or my next fucking bump that like you could tell that I was moving 1,000 miles an hour and that the lights were on, but there was nobody fucking home. I couldn't care less about being in that fucking ring at that time. All I wanted was to get to the back, to get to some bathroom, some closet, to just fucking get high and feel something. And thank God that, like I posted the other day, I'm over 600 and something days clean of that shit. So
And that's definitely something to be proud of. As someone who has family that's gone through the addiction and alcohol abuse and such, it's a very, very hard battle to come out on the other side of. And for what it's worth, I know I'm not really exactly anyone to you, but I, and I'm sure several other fans, are very proud of you for taking the steps to get clean.
oh yeah, it was hard. It was, and most people have to go away and
Mm-hmm.
get out of the scene to. But I white knuckled it and I stuck around. And again, not blaming anybody. I know people will throw shade. It was this or that or being around this locker room. No, I'm an adult. I'll always advocate for it. You're an adult. You made that decision. No one forced you to do it. No one forced me to do it. I'm just an addict. There's some things that I can't do in moderation. Like I still have plenty of people I know that do it. And if they can do it and still be fine, all for it. Great. I can't. I'm I would have died doing it because I have to be the best at something. And even if it's doing cocaine, I will fucking out cocaine you, whether it kills me or not, because that's just my personality. That's my fucking that I'm an addict. And you can honestly look at it that I'm addicted to death matches because I did 90 something death matches in 1 year. That's fucking insane. Like,
Absolutely. I mean, even whether it's deathmatch or not, just doing 90 matches a year in general is ridiculous to think of.
yeah, and never, and like some people are like, well, why don't you chase that again? Fuck that. I never want to come close to that again because it's miserable.
So, now being sober and not having the vices of liquor or alcohol or alcohol, it's the same thing as liquor, or drugs, how do you reset after a brutal match?
So like I still drank a little bit. I cut out Coke because it was fucking I can't. I guess it was just something I just couldn't do it. So like marijuana for me, like taking a gummy or something like that. I very much advocate on the gummies and just fucking just coming down and stuff like that. But yeah, I think smoking weed has helped tremendously.
Absolutely. And we're all 420 friendly over here on Smoking Meteoras, and it helps me, it helps everybody in their own way. But I did have a guest or a fan comment that I wanted to bring up from Deathmatch Gypsy. He mentioned that respect for being so transparent, and most people don't speak on their battles, and you never know, your words may motivate someone to leave their vices behind. So that is a word for thought for everybody that is out there. But moving on, what is have you ever questioned the route of deathmatch wrestling in continuing your career in that style?
Uh, I've thought about like definitely lately. It's been man, when's enough? And like you always have that idea of like if I quit now, I'll escape the damage. But in reality, for me, the damage is done. As far as when my exit or what I think, I don't know. I was thinking about it and when I could fucking step away. But then somebody in the locker room in Chattanooga looked me in the eyes and was like, think about the scene if you wasn't in it. And I was like, fuck. Like, I didn't think about that and what my impact is. Even if you don't like me, even if you think I'm fucking horrible, that's fine. But you don't see what I do behind the scenes. And all these guys, they're like, hey, what do you think about this? Or let me run this by you. Or just me overhearing something and going, hey, maybe let's do it this way. Like, I don't know if I could walk away and leave that behind because I enjoy helping now and I enjoy like making the shows better. So yeah, I think that yeah, we all think about exit and yeah, I get depressed and go, fuck it, I'm done. But honestly, I need to stop and think about what would the scene like be if I wasn't in it. And I think that will motivate me to keep me here for a lot longer.
And would you say that is what keeps you coming back?
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely because like I don't know. I don't know if I could sit back and just sit on the sidelines and just be like, oh, I'm not in it anymore. It doesn't matter. I think I'd be those guys like, fuck, if I was there, that could have been so much different. This could have been different. And I'd spend the whole time being so depressed, kicking myself in the ass of like, you left too early. You had more to offer. Honestly, like I'm from Tennessee and I like Gypsy Joe is another one that fucking a legend. I sort of similarly see myself going down that path, whether like you never know. There might be a JWM match where I'm fucking coming to the ring in a walker and being helped in the ring. And it's a point of like, yo, somebody tell this motherfucker to quit. I think that might be somebody's gonna have to drag me off and like, yo, you're shot, dude. It's over.
So you've taken this craft worldwide. What has it been like representing American deathmatch wrestling internationally?
Oh, it's an honor. It's an honor to travel and to have different fans that you wouldn't even think knew who the fuck you were. Like the first time I went to Japan, I was just blown away by how many Japanese fans were like, we loved you here. We loved this match, or had a card that was 3 years old. How the fuck they got, or why they would have a card of me in Japan. Like, it's just mind blowing. So, yeah, it's a very big honor. And yeah, it's the coolest thing in the world to go to a different country and have fans know who you are and respect you. And the the wrestlers respect you as well. Because think about it, like I wouldn't be invited back, or I wouldn't be going to Japan the fifth time working top Japanese guys if they didn't think I was worth a fuck. So anybody that ever dogs me or says I can't wrestle or I'm dog shit, look who I'm put with and realize, go, that fucking person wouldn't work with Murdoch if he sucked.
So, what was your first international tour like?
The first international tour was England, I believe, with GCW. And again, just awesome. I hate food in England. It has no fucking taste, but the fans are great. They fucking chant, they sing, they're involved. First match to last match, they're fucking on point with everything. So yeah, so having England be my first like international tour was amazing. Now, technically, it wasn't. England was my first legal international tour. What people don't know is the first time I went to Mexico for Zona 23, I crossed over in Texas. I just walked across the border. I had no passport, nothing. I walked across and went to Zona, which was fucking dangerous as fuck because there was not like someone's gonna have you mind your fucking business, do what you're there to do, and no one's fucking with you. But still, to walk across in a different country with no paperwork, nothing saying you're there, was fucking wild. So technically, England was the first like international tour, get on a flight, passport, all that. But Zona was like the first like go into a different place, which was scary as fuck.
So, how do the crowds differ overseas, whether it be England, Japan, or any other country that you've been to?
Just how they watch, how they participate. Like Japan's not going to be your England. They're not going to fucking sing the whole time. They're not going to be sitting on their hands, but it's a different vibe than England and then Mexico. It's just, I think it's more about how they participate and how they watch and stuff like that is the difference.
So, what did you learn working in Japan?
Uh, Honestly, that I finally felt like that it was all worth it. Like going to Japan and doing that, it was all real. I mean, it meant 20 something years of doing this finally paid off. Even though England and Mexico, it's cool, and I'm not downplaying any of that. But for me, stepping foot in Japan the first time, yeah, that that's all that mattered. Everything paid off.
Is the respect for deathmatch different internationally?
Yeah, oh yeah, death matches in Japan are very like yes, very much respected. I would think the same in Mexico and the same in England. I don't know why, and then maybe I'm not exposed to it because I'm not in those places. But for me, from the outside looking in, it seems like Americans shit on deathmatch wrestling way worse than anybody from around the world.
Oh no, I just scrolled back to the top of my questions and lost my spot. But no, absolutely. And what is a moment abroad that meant the most to you?
Getting my jacket in Japan and getting the jacket the right way, and and,
Absolutely.
and stuff. And man, and I could go on a fucking 15-minute rant about the right way and the wrong way, and I'm going to be vague about this because I'm not trying to throw fucking stones at anybody or how they've done stuff or how they've got their stuff. That's all cool. If you want to fly yourself to Japan, that's cool. I never believed in that. Not that I never believed in betting on myself, but I just felt like if you're going over for a company, they should fly you over and fucking and pay for you. You shouldn't have to fly yourself for that company. Never believed in that. I think it fucks it up for the boys and people that don't want to do it that way. So getting that jacket and knowing that four other times or one other time I turned that jacket down because I didn't want it that way, and then finally getting it the way I want it, even if it was the fourth time, that meant everything to me. That was, yeah, that jacket fucking means everything because it means nothing now. It means everything to me because I got it and how I got it, but honestly, the jacket means absolutely nothing now. And that sucks.
So, did traveling change how you see the style of deathmatch wrestling?
Sorry, you skipped out. What did you say?
Did traveling change how you see the style of deathmatch wrestling?
Yes. Mainly how they prepare and how everything is done and clean up and just Japan has it down fucking to a T of timing the shows out, how the meeting before the show, how it's laid out, what they're going to do, how the boxes they bring the tubes in, the cleanup afterwards, everybody together. Like, I'm not even, you can go to show and I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know. Like, clean up at a Japanese show, you have the dojo guys or the newer Japanese guys cleaning up right beside a Takeda and stuff like that. Everybody is fucking cleaning up. Everybody's doing everything they can to get the venue clean. Same with setup. Like, there's not just like, if you want a weapon made, walk over there and make it yourself. Put the bundle together yourself. How many times I've seen Takeda put his own shit together? Like, they just have a different respect there and a different work ethic that, yeah, it can't be replicated.
And what did it mean for you to win the American Deathmatch Championship on foreign soil?
Great. Even though when I came back to ICW, my goal was never to get back to that point. I just wanted to stay not in the background, but I wanted to stay middle of the card, help people get to the top. If there's somebody in the first or second match we believe can be a main eventer, let's fucking put them with me, and then we'll see where we go. The cards fucking laid out that, okay, hey, you're back now. You can go to Japan. We need the belt to come back. You're our best option. Doing that was great because, like, out of all the matches, it was the first time that I got a win over Takeda, and doing it with him was great because I see him as the best deathmatch wrestler going right now, hands down. There's nobody like him. I know the easy answer is Jun Kasai, and I know that might be a lot of people's answer, and he's still great, fucking great. But Takeda, for my money, is the best deathmatch wrestler in the world. So doing it with him and getting that win and knowing that he respects me, yeah, that meant everything.
So, in the moment when you did win that championship, what was going through your mind?
I need water, which is instantly what I said to somebody that walked in the ring. No, just fuck. This is actually happening. Thinking about months prior that I'd hated ICW. I didn't want to fucking be back. I was so mad. And so and I've said this openly, I was not even mad. I was hurt that by the way the shit happened. I'd even blocked Danny. Like, we hadn't talked. And then coming back in Chattanooga, and then a month or two later being in Japan, winning the belt again. Just all that shit goes through your mind of like, man, I'm here now. This is fucking cool.
So, what kind of champion did you want to be going forward, and what kind of champion do you want to be going forward now?
Just fight. I want to be the champion that, like, if you want me to be a chicken shit champion, I'll do it. If you want me to be a fucking fighting champion, whatever the fans want. They're like, standing in the ring and having fans throw shit at me is great. Somebody like, oh, that's just about all you've done for the company. No, I want that. Do cheer me, boo me, fucking, if you want to turn your chair around and give me your back, whatever. You bought the ticket. I'll be whatever champion the fan, whatever the company needs. And right now I'm kicking people in the nuts and hanging on to the belt by the fucking skin of my teeth. So that's the role that I'm doing right now. So I'm very much whatever you need, I'm going to do.
And does holding the title change your mindset?
No, not at all. I'm going to be the same Murdoch in the opening match as I am the same Murdoch in the main event. Load me down, give me whatever you want, and just let me go out there and do what I do.
So, what is something that people misunderstand about John Wayne Murdoch?
A lot. I think that they think that I'm this fucking. They think that I'm this terrible person that doesn't, that I just want to be around people that believe my way, and I'm this fucking like piece of shit that doesn't want people to get bookings, and I will fucking undercut people. I work cheap or and all. None of that's true. I fucking respect people. I respect human rights, and I'm not fucking cheap. Like I think that like people think I get all this because I'm an ass kisser or I'm cheap. I'm not cheap. Honestly, there's podcasts out there of fucking promoters talking about paydays that they had given me and Alice Cologne that was over $1,000. Like I've had matches where I've got paydays that are more money than some have got out of whole tournaments. But then there's this narrative that I'm cheap or that I fucking get all this. And I know it's because a lot of these fuckers hate me, and it's mostly haters, and it's just a handful of them. But that shit fucks with you sometimes. They constantly, on top of being in pain, you have to hear this shit. So, yeah, I'm
So,
not cheap. I'm none of that. Like,
and what is a part of yourself that only shows up inside a wrestling ring?
I think the violent side, because outside of like I love rabbits. I love all furry animals. Like my best friend in the world is Reed Bentley, and it was a guinea pig named Bob, who sadly passed away. Like I have such a soft heart outside of the ring, and shit does bother me and gets to me and shit like that. So I think, yeah, I think only the violent side and the anger and the straight up like mean streak comes out in the ring.
So, how long can someone live doing death matches at such a high capacity and the intensity of it all? Like, what do you do to what's the word I'm looking for? What do you do to kind of hold on to the longevity of your career?
Man, I've burned both candles at both ends. I wish I would have thought that way and thought about longevity. Right now, I am the mindset of I'm going to keep going until I can't fucking bend down to tie my boots. That's where we're at. Like, there's no, like, you can do things now. I pick and choose sort of when I take that quote unquote big bump in a match or something like that. But I'm still going out there. I'm still going to give you everything I have in me. I might walk like Ian right now with a permanent limp, but I'm still going to show up and do what I need to.
So, at this point in your career, what are you chasing now?
Nothing. And that, I think that was when I really started questioning how much longer I wanted to do this, because after getting Japan the first time, like, okay, all my goals were met. That first tour of Japan, I wrestled Corrigan Hall, I wrestled Jun Kasai, Takeda, all this. Like everything I ever wanted to do as a deathmatch wrestler was instantly checked off. Any new goals I added was instantly checked off. There's nothing I'm chasing now So it's like, well, then it's like, why are you doing this? I Because again, I'm an addict, and being addicted to something is just what I do. But also, I like helping people. I like fucking helping the redacteds and stuff, the Mr. Dangers, the little sickos. There's so many guys that you can look at and go, his best death match or her best death match was against John Wayne. That's what I'm chasing now, is just helping everybody else so then they can accomplish their goals.
Are there any countries that you still want to conquer?
Not really. I think that Australia, like I'd love to go, but like where the death matches are the hottest, I've been. So yeah, I'm not really chasing anything.
Is there a match you haven't had yet or an opponent you've yet to face that you would like to in the near future?
No, I think I've wrestled everybody. I mean, there's a few matches I would like to have again, just for prosperity and just to have them. Uh, but no, there's nobody out there that I've seen that I'm like, oh fuck, I have to wrestle. I've wrestled them, and yeah, so no, I'm not really looking. Just anybody that wants to wrestle, honestly, I guess that anybody that wants to do a death match. If you want to do this, you think you can hang, let's do it.
And when it is all said and done, what do you want your legacy to be that is left behind?
That he cared probably too much. That fucking, not so much the in ring stuff, because there's gonna be somebody that's gonna come along that was better or does this better or wins 11 tournaments. That, I'm right now, I'm tied at the top with 10 tournaments. Somebody's gonna win 11, then somebody's gonna win 12. All that shit's gonna be uh, replaced. What I want my legacy to be is the backstage stuff, the helping, the messages in my inbox that nobody will ever see, fighting for somebody to get a match, a singles match on the card. This upcoming ACICW show, there's a match that's going to be announced that I fought very hard for, because I thought this guy deserved it. Those are what I want to be remembered for instead of the matches, because there's going to be somebody that's going to do that shit way better than me, but will they care enough for the other side?
And over the course of this podcast, we did get a couple of fan questions in,
Yeah, let's hit them.
and one of them was mentioning your upcoming match on Friday at Jameson Shook Show, Good For You too. And they said, let me find the comment. You are in an exploding cage match. What are you looking at, or what are you doing to prepare to go into your match this weekend?
Well, I've written out the will. It promised everything. All the animals are signed away. Now, just I'm looking forward to it. This whole exploding thing has been such a passion of mine for this last year of trading messages back and forth, and fine tuning, and like, wow, let's maybe more. It needs to be louder, or can we do this, or just the questions that I had, and they all, like, Brandon, like, has killed it. Like, we tested it out in the ICW weekend, and they got great buzz. People loved them. We're gonna amp it up for Friday. Like, I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I'm not fucking worried. I know I'm in good hands with Brandon. I know that I'm in good hands with the wrestlers involved. I want this to be fucking history making, because who can say they've seen an exploding cage match in Chattanooga, Tennessee for $15 a ticket? Nobody. So this is going to be fucking great. So no, I'm not afraid. I'm going into this excited. But the preparation has been a year before this was even announced, of just getting these explosions and the dedication that fucking Brandon put in to testing different things out and to doing this, and changing just a small thing here or there made the explosion better or worse, and then figuring out what that was. Like, the science behind this, I could never still wrap my head behind. But yeah, the preparation for this has been a long time coming.
The next fan question we got in was, why does Murdoch in fact fear Boston?
I don't fear Boston. Boston fucking sucks. Boston sucks. I hate it. I hate most of the people from Boston. I can't stand it. I'm gonna throw my phone out the way. It just makes me angry. No, honestly, like, it's just a shit travel. Flying into Boston is usually fucking expensive. So then it's like, or can you hop in a car? And then from me, getting to fucking Boston and sitting in a car is miserable because it's fucking forever.
It's like a
So it's just
12-hour
logistic.
ride.
Yeah, it's just logistics. And yeah, Boston's just not my favorite place.
Well, I'm glad you took a little bit of time out to join a Boston girl.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking, it's just logistics, man. It's just, it sucks.
I don't blame you.
It's
I live here and I hate going to Boston. I believe that was the last fan question. So let's get into some of the fun questions. So you mentioned earlier that you love your soft and fluffy animals, but you also have a side of violence that comes out when you step into the ring. So with that being said, I would like you to create a faction, if including yourself, of 4 animals. What animals are you choosing?
so it'd be me, uh, a rabbit, a guinea pig, because trust me, them little motherfuckers can bite the shit. Rabbits are mean when they want to be and when provoked. Like, they're shy and prey like, but they are fucking they're mean. So me, rabbit, guinea pig, a bird of some type, because I fancy a bird on my shoulder while whooping somebody's ass. Uh and that last one, a cat. And cats are evil. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Even though they're the sweetest little things in the world, they're evil little fuckers. So yeah, I think my 4 furry squad and me. Yeah.
Well, the next question. Danny decides he wants to book another Boston show, and you're stuck driving up here, and you can now only listen to 5 bands or artists along the way. Who are we listening to?
Oh, this is easy. I don't even have to. I can do way more than 5. I don't even have to name anybody under the Juggalo psychopathic banner is what we're listening to. So there's more than 5, just purely because it gets on May's fucking nerves. My girlfriend hates ICP and anything to do with it. So yeah, I'll listen to the whole fucking psychopathic records label signees. I don't give a fuck.
All right. You are now booked for a show that only has access to Disney, Nickelodeon. Oh, my camera got unplugged. Disney, Nickelodeon, or Cartoon Network songs. What is your new entrance theme?
Fuck. I'm gonna say Cat Dog. Yes, Nickelodeon Cat Dog. That's my new theme.
All
That's a
right.
fucking banger.
What are some of your top favorite movies?
Let's see here. Inglorious Bastards. Uh, oh shit, The Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal. Pretty much anything with Jake Gyllenhaal in it. But there was, I cannot believe I'm blanking the fucking name of the movie with Jake in it where he chases the crime scenes. Ah, fuck. but I cannot believe it's my favorite, and I cannot think of the fucking name right now.
I'm gonna have to
Uh,
look it up.
yeah, yeah. Forrest Gump is going to be a top tier movie, even though Tom Hanks is a fucking idiot or whatever. But yeah,
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler, that is it. I cannot believe. I think that's honestly number one movie for me right now is Nightcrawler. I at least watch that fucking once a month. There is, although one time when me and Reed lived together, every day for a year, we watched The Zodiac. Knew it line for line, could walk out of the room and carry on the fucking scene in our head and come back to the scene perfectly time. Like we watched it that fucking much. But yeah, those are some of my favorites.
And you are now given the opportunity to have a value meal at any fast food establishment. What establishment are you choosing and what is coming in the meal?
The Burger King Trios meal. It'll be two Whoppers with cheese. I mean, two Junior Whoppers with cheese and a 8-piece chicken fry.
Any sauce with those chicken fries?
I'm not a sauce guy at all. There's not. This pisses Reed off, but there's nothing that makes me madder than adding an unnecessary sauce to something. I fucking can't stand it. Going to a breakfast spot and ordering a burrito and go, will you please not add this fucking cheese sauce that's not needed? Please. Like, I'm just a meat that, like, yeah, no sauce, nothing like that.
All right. And what is a safe to share crazy car travel story that you can share with the public?
uh, I can. I won't share any names. There was this one car ride, like this fucking dude just gets, for whatever reason, just strips down in the back seat, and somehow his clothes get thrown out the window or whatever. It was a fucking crazy trip, and it's hard to explain. But that's got to be just being in the passenger seat. 1 minute, dude's clothed. Next minute, you turn around, he's fucking fully naked, and his clothes are out the window. No fucking, don't even know how we got to this point, but here we are.
Oh, dear.
So,
So we have reached the last segment of my podcast, and it is a little segment that I like to call Promo Roulette. I still love that music every time I hear it. So, last week's episode, we had Miss Daphne DeVille, and the item that she chose for you to shoot a promo on this week, or a promo inspired on, is the New York Yankees. So, whenever you are ready to go ahead with that, you are more than welcome.
very simple. I am John Wayne Murdoch, the American Death Match Ace. I'm also the APE, Animal Pussy Expert. Not sure if anybody knew that, but that's what I am. I've conquered everything in deathmatch wrestling. So now I'm looking to conquer things outside of deathmatch wrestling. I think that I could be the best fucking player for the New York Yankees. I'm that fucking good. I know that sucked. I hate it, but I'm sorry. That was what I had being on the spot.
It's all good. I like putting everybody on the spot. It keeps everybody on their toes. But with that being said, we now have a guest for next week that needs an item. So, what is the item for next week's guest?
Bucket hat.
A bucket hat.
Because
All
I
right.
cannot fucking wait to see what he does with that.
So, for next week, our guest will be none other than Don Freeze. So, we will be back to watch Don Freeze shoot promo on bucket hats next week. But that is everything I have for you guys. Thank you to John Wayne Murdoch for joining us. And now would be the time to plug all your social media or where we can find you at some upcoming shows.
You can catch me this Friday in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I know it's going to be on IWTV. You can catch me the next day in Southgate, Michigan for We Love Wrestling. I'm having my final match with Neil Diamond Cutter as he's wrapping up his fucking tremendously great career. You can catch me on social media at JWM or John Wayne Murdoch on everything, pretty much. Nothing really changes on that. Hit me up for merch. I have fanny packs. I have just about anything you can possibly think of. I've got. So hit me up, private message me. I answer questions. I'm not hard to approach. So hit me up if you've got something you want to ask. But yeah, let's fucking talk. I love interacting with fans.
Alrighty, and with that being said, that is all we have for you guys this week. So, again, thank you to John Wayne Murdoch for joining us. Thank you to all the fans at home for watching, and we will be back next week at noon with Dawn Freeze. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.